Okay, screw it. We're going live early. What is happening, beautiful people? Man, love you, Dad. Love you, man.
Love you
I
too, son. Yeah.
man, it's just I get this is my day off now every week, and I'm back to working like you know a frantic hamster. Just in my cage, just trying to conceive of ways with us to just figure it all out, and get our time and get our freedom, get our sovereignty back. And, it's so cool about this group um, and all the other groups that we're just trying to glue everybody together. Man, we ain't in competition with anybody. We just love you all. And we have a lot to learn from you and benefit from you. And I wrote this down this morning. We believe with our spirit and ingenuity, we might find the answers to the curse of the Bambino.
Nice. The
Maybe we can
Bambino,
leapfrog this thing. What do you say, everybody?
you know.
Let's get our freedoms back. Dad, how you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm doing good. It's been a crazy couple of days, but I'm back in it. I had a really just an amazing show with Brad the other morning, and since
Yeah,
then it's been a little crazy around the farm, but we'll uh, we'll pull it all together. There's a lot of chores and work to do, but anyway, that's for another story. We're doing great. It's been very um, interesting week in review, that I did with Brad. Any of you, I'm sure everybody in here has probably already seen it, but
hmm,
there was so many things on that show I really wanted to get to, and I just want to leave everybody, uh, not leave everybody, but remind everybody where we're at and how incredible it's all happening for us right now. And it's just such a blessing to be involved with all of you, and how this community has really come together as a family and a team. And I can't stress that enough. The love that people pour out to me, and you and I and my wife Brent, we're just so freaking lucky.
yes,
And
we are.
I just it overwhelms me at times. It really does how much people care about other people,
Yeah,
and it's a really cool thing. And the planet needs as much as it can receive of that right now. Yep.
it does.
Yep.
What is going on with you, beautiful people? We got the secret weapon in the house. We got
Nice.
we got my brother Cody from Money Paradise. He's got a new video out. Does crypto transcend capitalism? I'm excited to watch that one. Um, love that you're throwing it down with confidence, my brother.
Yeah.
We got conscious contact in the house. We got
Of
Vincent in
course.
the house. I bought my kids 500 XRP tokens each for their 18th birthday.
Nice.
Good dad, Vincent. That's a good dad right there.
Yeah, it is.
What a cool thing to hang on to.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
I was just reading Twitter X, as they call it,
Yeah.
and I looked at Brad Garlinghouse's quote, about the increase in transactions on XRP Ledger um, from last quarter to the first one of the year. Huge growth, huge numbers in that. Um, and then we're all, of course, excited for the native AMM, and we're excited for the Clob Dex. Um, Getting down and dirty with that, understanding how it works, so that we can all use it to to our advantage and to build this thing. Um, so yeah, it was a big XRP week. Us coming back from Vegas and preparing for it. And, everybody who's there really did feel like family, and it feels like what we've got. and we are thankful for what we've got. Um, Batier, good to see you, man. Love you, love your spirit. H versus M.
There's so much cool stuff.
Hey,
I
Lisa.
Yeah, I was. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I told Northern Living. I was driving all night last night, guys. I drove for like 12 hours yesterday or something crazy. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I'm a little out of it, but I've had a good night's sleep. So let's get on with the show, as they say, right? We're um
Um,
we're yeah. I want to remark about that Brad Garlinghouse comment. I did catch that this morning.
mm-hmm.
Um, I want to say this about money today, money and technology. Today we live in a time where it's all to be determined yet, and it's all up in the air, guys. And what's really hard for me is to figure out, oh my, okay, it's going this way. Oh no, it isn't. It's going that way. And then no, the WEF is going to win, or these guys are going to win, or bricks, or whatever, a combination of all three or four. Where are we going with money? I really think that we're going back to, in this country, a time, and many other countries, I'm sure, experience this, where there will be many currencies. I really believe that to be true. I mean, when I see what the great state of Oklahoma said to the rest of the United States, of like, no, we like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and you can own your own wallet. You're free in this state to own your own stuff. You paid for it. You paid your tax. You get to own it. What a concept, I and you don't even have to tell us where you're spending it. Like, wow, man, who are these guys?
Mm-hmm.
How did we get so far from that? How did we get so far away to where we've given so much of our lives hoping for security by governments that we've given them the acknowledgement of where we spend what's rightfully ours and we've earned. And now they want a knowledge of where it's coming from and where it's going to. Like, it's crazy. You can't even buy anything anymore. And they're like, where'd you get the money? What do you mean, where'd I
Right.
get the money? I didn't rob anything. That's why I'm not in jail. So what else does it matter? What else does it matter where the hell I got the money to you? Like,
Yeah, I paid your stinking taxes, man. It's called
yeah,
none yet.
right. Yeah. Why don't you just look in and make sure that I pay my taxes and then don't ask any more questions than that? What's even that is anyway.
Yeah,
It,
Dad. When did we allow ourselves to stop building a giant republic with each other? You know,
yeah,
um, we
yeah,
we talk about that. Just for our country here in the U.S. I mean, there was halcyon times. When people were doing that economically. Um,
yeah,
and so, can we
yeah.
can we get back to that? Can we uh, can we slowly build it together? Like I think so.
Of course. And I just saw something in here. Atlantic Living.
Hmm.
Alan, you're the best talent and ability to make things in space easier to understand. We just did an interview with Judy from Digital Outlook. We have
Yes.
not put that out yet, but
Hmm.
he's saying she.
Atlantic also asked. We'll just start talking to you all about it. So
Yes.
this week Wednesday, Dad, you want to put out the Brad Kimes video, right? Yeah. So look for that crew.
That's
The
coming up Wednesday.
the video my dad and Brad did together in Vegas, really cool. Um, got into tether and some other things. Really like that one. And then yeah, with Dave and Judy, we can't wait to show you all that too. They are beautiful people, you
Amazing.
guys. I we were in the car talking after the trip, and I was like, Dad, I want that. Like I want that kind of partner. I want that kind of marriage. I want that kind of like
Yeah.
I want to be that kind of joy in the room, and
Mhm.
have my person's back and mine have theirs. That's who
Yeah.
Dave and Judy are.
They
Everybody,
are.
they are that positive, and it's just the energy
And
around them is awesome.
I'm happy to say that my wife and I have that relationship, and we
Mhm.
work really hard on that relationship. And in the last few months or years, and I have become stronger together. And I urge everybody who's in a relationship to take down your ego and appreciate the person beside you, whether it be just a friend or whether it be a family member or whether it be your loved one and or your spouse, and take down that all those little things that you found difficult or that you didn't care for, that you always point out or you nitpick about your partner, and try and just put those aside just for even a moment or two a day, and then maybe do a little bit longer the next day and then the next day. And then what you'll find is that the person that you married is still there. You've just buried them full of all these issues in your own head. And trust me, you're going to throw away something really good in your life, and you're just going to find the next one's going to be just like the one you just threw away. And it's going to take half your net worth and all the rest of it, instead of
Mhm.
working on yourself and figuring out what it is you really appreciate about your spouse. And once you start to appreciate things about other people, that starts to grow in your life and it becomes bigger and bigger. And that's exactly when you talk to Dave and Judy, you're like, oh my God, look at these two people. And when you first hear it, it's like, nah, it's all fake and it's a show. And it's like, that's just, you can, he does it 2 shows a day for 7 days a week. You can't fake that. That's who the
No.
dude is. That's who they are. And yes, Atlantic Living. Uh, Dave has my personal phone number. They can ask me. I'll do an interview with those people any day of any week. So yeah,
Mhm.
no
I
problem.
would love to talk to Judy again. Would love that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we should. Let's
she's amazing.
Crew
Yeah,
should be working with them for sure.
yeah, uh, yeah. Where exactly Northern Living? The grass is never greener. It just isn't. We all
Yeah,
think it is.
Money Paradise. My wife and I always have been a strong team, and I absolutely couldn't have gotten to where I am with my spiritual healing without her. We
Oh
talk about that a lot.
yeah,
We've made friends for life through this thing, and Cody's one of those for me. And it's to like I told him, to see what you got, bro. You're a very wealthy man. It's not just dollars and cents.
yeah, yeah. Crypto professor it is, isn't it? It's like money and finance always bores one of the other spouses. And just, like, what are you going to do? One of them is usually the spender, and the other one's like, I need to earn more money just to keep up with the spending of the other person. But so when you can get the two of you to come together on goals, especially financial, um, I will say this: most people figure it out by the time they get about 50s. They go, "Oh, wait a minute, I've screwed off this long. I better
Yeah.
get moving."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
trying to I'm trying to nail it down before 40 here, Dad.
I highly recommend you get it done before that. Yeah, for
Yes.
sure. Yeah,
H versus N. My wife bakes. I stack XRP. It works.
yeah,
5 years of bliss. Congratulations.
yeah. Gotta love
Yes. More
a
money
wife
wouldn't be
that
bad either.
bakes. A wife that bakes is a happy house. I can tell you that much right now.
Yeah.
Or a husband that bakes. I
Uh-huh.
I love to bake. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, in general, men are risk takers. Yep. Yeah, and women are more results oriented, you know. Women love to spend money on things that are practical for them. It's like, no, I'm sick of this car. I'm getting a new one. Or the washing machine, I've had it with the damn thing. It's out. It's got to go.
Mhm.
They're not typically, I mean, unless they're really well to do women, they're not just buying a new purse every other week, you know. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
totally
I love going in. I started this new job recently, and um, you can buy a lot of things there, and it's so fun to watch couples walk through and what the wives are picking out and what the husbands are picking out. And I'm walking by a couple yesterday, and the guy's got this big flashlight in his hand. It's got 700 or 7,000 lumens, and like he's holding a lightsaber. It's looking at his wife, and wife's looking at him, and it's like, yeah, okay, sure, you know,
yeah.
you can put that in there. You can put
Yeah.
that part.
He could spot a cricket on the moon with the
Yeah,
thing, It's like, I need this. I
yeah,
have
yeah.
to have it.
Uh,
Yeah.
the good stuff. That is the good stuff.
And my favorite thing is people that don't know how to use flashlights.
Hmm.
The first thing to do is turn them on and put them in your eyes. It's
Yeah,
like, what are you?
happened to me this week.
You
Happened
can
to me this
tell
week at
rookies with
the house.
flashlights. What'd you say? It's right in your eye.
Yeah,
What? Yeah, it's
yeah.
fun.
What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Never mind. I can't see any longer. It doesn't matter, whatever I was saying.
I literally, it literally happened to me this week.
Man, I
And
know.
it wasn't just I wasn't the only victim. He started, he just went lighthouse on it. And he's just tagging everybody. We're like, ah, dude, like, whoa.
I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it is.
Oh,
I
I
haven't
love it
laughed in a couple
because
of
it's
days.
real, man. Because people really do that.
Yeah, they
Uh,
do. Yeah. What is it? Is this your first campfire? What are you
yeah.
doing? Yeah.
Um, I got one for you, Dad. I had a question written down for you. Um, Gold and
Oh,
silver is going absolutely crazy.
yes.
Will you explain to me, like I'm a 5-year-old, why that is?
Why gold and silver are going up now?
Yeah.
Uh, I first of all, this is complete speculation, but it's based
Mhm.
on 30 years of knowledge. They okay, let me go way back. If gold and silver go through the roof in values, it proves the fact that the dollar is fake, which we know it's fake. Well,
Mhm.
not fake necessarily, but it's been reproduced and done over and over and over and over again. It's like, well, this is obvious that since 1971, we've just been printing money and out of the blue, right?
Right.
When in every civilization, it has to be backed by gold or silver. And if you don't have the gold and silver, you can't spend the money as a government or a nation or whatever. Well, when precious metals start taking off and they go crazy, it's an obvious statement of the people who are like, well, we know what real money is. Do you, government? And so the government has always used JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and other great financial institutions to suppress the price of this because it makes you look like a complete moron when, if gold and silver went to their true values, they'd be 10 times higher than they are today. Okay.
Mhm.
If you looked at how much money has been printed over the last 25, 30 years, shoot, since 71, gold and silver should be, I don't know, $500,000 for gold an ounce. If you just do the math, why
Yeah.
didn't that math keep going is what everybody who in gold and silver understand. Why didn't that ratio of how much gold per, or how many dollars are printed per ounce? It's okay that you printed more money, but how come gold never went up? Shouldn't it have stayed level with it, even though you're just printing this? And it never did. And now all the gold bugs always knew it's because you're manipulating it. And then they got caught, and they just got caught again. I believe it was Goldman Sachs, right? No, JP Morgan this time, for nearly $1 billion fine. But let's remember, they're going to pay $1 billion fine probably to some government official who's going to spend it on whatever. And they've suppressed the money market or the people who own gold and silver hundreds of billions of dollars. Okay. So when the chimpanzee of all chimps gets up there with a microphone, Mr. Burns, and he says, oh, we're just in this, we're trying to come after and make crypto honest, right? And we're just trying to do this for the little guy. What'd you do for the gold and silver holders?
Oh man.
What have you done in 50 years, dude?
Nothing good. Nothing good.
Nothing. And you find them $900 million is what they got fined. And it's like, it was insider trading. From day one, it's been insider trading. And then so the speculation now is that the market opened up in China, which is a truer market, which is not manipulated. Let's just look over it was called the London Fix. You can't make that up. That's the name, the Fix.
So that's what you call it.
That's what you call something that's rigged. A fix.
Uh-huh.
The game is rigged, right? They didn't even hide it. So anyway, that's crashing because people are taking possession. Okay, you know how we have these ETFs with Bitcoin now?
Mm-hmm.
Those ETFs, basically you can claim it's a different product, but you can claim the product. In other words, I have the silver contract for 1,000 ounces. I want my 1,000 ounces at that price today. Well, they couldn't fill these orders. And everybody that wanted more and more silver was pushing the silver price. Anyway, the next thing you know, they were in a situation where no, the LBMA is what they're called, and they're like, no, never mind. We're not filling those. We'll give you the cash equivalent. Well, as soon as you know that you're getting the cash equivalent, you know that you're corrupt. You know that it's completely done. Because the biggest issue with silver and gold was they were trading the amount of gold and silver that exists on the planet like daily. This is like a paper's Ponzi scheme. So, as you all know, that has not gone well because in recent year, 2-3 years ago now, Hong Kong opened up and said, no. In fact, I don't even think it was Hong Kong. I think it was Shanghai. And they actually said, we're going to do a real one. And we're tired of what you're doing over there, London. And there's been an arbitrage for a long time, which is nothing more than a discrepancy between the two prices to where somebody can profit between buying the lower one and selling it for the higher one. That discrepancy has been getting wider and wider and wider. Well, then along about COVID came along in 2020, and there was what's called a premium. So let's say your silver price was $17. But you couldn't buy an ounce of silver for any more than $23. So you're like, well, wait a minute, what's the extra $5 for? Because nobody was willing to sell you an actual for the paper number. Well, if you want a real piece of gold or silver in your hand, you're gonna have to pay the premium. Well, the premiums got higher and higher and higher and became more and more absurd. So there's been what's everybody in the gold and silver market is hoping was the central bank started mining a ton of gold because they think there's going to be a reset or a coming to Jesus, if you will, for everybody and their accountability for how much money you have, how much assets you have, how much your net worth is. And then we're going to all go back into like a Bretton Woods, if you will. I don't want to get into what that is exactly, but that's basically a settling of the value of the gold in the world and what your net value is worth as a nation. There's going to be many other things, the oil production and many other things.
Mhm.
If that's the way the reset goes, the central banks wanted to make sure that they had enough gold to where they could say, okay, we're good if that's the mechanism they choose. We're good because we have enough gold to cover our tails. So that number go up is if silver goes over 50, you will have broken the back of the precious metals market. And I can't get into this because it'll take me another 10 minutes, but silver's more important than gold. And most people don't understand that. You really got to look into it and you got to figure out why. But it really truly is. And most people don't understand that, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Wow. Grant, Matt, great answer. Thank you.
Was
Yeah,
that
and it gets you thinking about, they've called what gold like a $11 trillion market.
That's right.
But what's its, you know, inherent, what's the word? What, the value of it for people themselves, the owners of it. And in that same mindset that we have as investors, it's like, well, we've seen currency turn into even more fake paper money. The idea of it, our belief in it, has also dwindled. And then it's like channels like ours, and everybody is like, oh, okay, well, what are the appreciating assets? What are the things that are going to be bridges? Now, currency is probably going to stick around here, right? In one form or another, but getting into, you know like, these things are going to be. I heard Brad Kimes say it in his last video. Is like crypto is going to be a bridge asset, and people's belief in precious metals has always been so strong. To say that one of the most, valued assets that has ever existed in gold or silver, is only worth that amount of money in compared to a global market that is quadrillions of dollars. That math don't make a lot of sense, Ricky.
No, it's not good math on their part whatsoever.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense that, okay, well, let's do some of the biggest numbers out there. Now there's claims there's way more gold than this, but let's just use this number. It's kind of a standard 250,000 tons of gold in the world, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
We should be able to divide that between all the currencies of the world, not just the US dollar, all the currencies of the world, right? Because how do 95 different currencies all claim the same ounce? Like, you can't. So it has to be divided by the total dollar amount, peso, dollar, yen, whatever, right? All
Mm-hmm.
currencies should equal the amount of the value of gold and silver. And we all know that that's not even close. It's like one of them is a quadrillion minimum, and you divide a quadrillion into 250,000. It's like, whatever. It's a lot. It should be millions of dollars per ounce if you were going to keep it up that way. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been a silver bug my whole life, guys. Literally since I was 20 years old. And before that, actually, I used to keep silver dimes and stuff and quarters when we'd get them in change, from going to the store. So I can't say it's really paid off in my lifetime like crypto has, but yeah, it looks like it might be now. Yeah. I got a gosh.
Yeah,
Man,
we got some. What's
people are
up,
so.
OG? What's up, TO?
Yep.
OMC in the house. The shake and bake, baby. The shake and bake. We got the crypto mountain, man.
Nice. TO.
What's
Man,
up,
there
bro?
he
He
is.
just joined our Patreon, so we
Oh,
got to
cool.
yeah, we got to write to him, Dad.
And OG Mac.
Alchemist, much love.
Al's Pond just jumped in.
The crew is here.
Yeah. Background sounds. Yeah.
Hi from hello, Little Egg Harbor, New Jersey.
I've been there.
Oh,
Love me some Egg Harbor.
nice.
That's a beautiful little place in the world, guys. Believe it or not.
A lot of chat this week, a lot of comments. Um, yeah, I responded to one, that was, oh, I'm looking at, BTC and ETH and Solana and, XRP is down 0. And
I
I
know, yeah.
was like, 0, 0,
That's girl.
playoffs was
Right.
essentially my answer to that. But we could all articulate it very well, which is something that I've learned about the crew and the XRP family. We see what it is and we see how connected it is, and yeah, that's something that I want to get into. Everybody, we're talking about quant here in the chat, talking about Solana. We're talking like, what should we be looking at? Everybody, what are the projects that are going to stick, that are going to be these bridge assets, that are going to be effective and efficient tools for us to use in this space? I don't think it's just going to be a one. I never have, since I started, my very first
No.
looking
Not,
into learning what Bitcoin and Ethereum even was. From then on, it was like,
yeah.
hey, this is just going to keep advancing. And how they play with the rest of the economic tools and engines of the world is, man, it's going to be fascinating.
Yeah. I have
And
to
we are in it.
I was in a deep dive last week, guys. That lasted 2 weeks, and I'm gonna let it out of the bag here a little bit. Um, I'm not I'm not willing to stake my whole reputation on this at this point, but I've had some time to reflect after the last couple of days,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't really believe this to be true. But the more I'm digging into it, I know this is going to blow a lot of people's minds. But the future of crypto, believe it or not, is going to run on Bitcoin blockchain. And I know that's blowing a lot of people's minds when they even hear it, because they don't understand that, oh, it's too slow. Yeah, you're right. It is. But let's remember, everything that everybody does except for XRP, right? Everything everybody else does is layer 2 stuff when it comes to speed anyway. Like look how slow Ethereum is. Look how slow it is. It's all the layer 2s that made it fast.
Yeah.
Like, and what made Bitcoin fast? Well, the Lightning Network. Well, the Lightning Network isn't making a lot of people happy. There's a lot of people not happy about what's going on there. So we already know what's going to make the exchange of wealth fast. We already got that. That's called XRP. Let's just call that what that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what these people are doing, if you look into Taproot and what they've been doing with this thing for the last 2 years, is blowing my mind. What they're doing is they're looking at every other coin, okay? And they're going, oh, we can do that now. We can do that now. We can do Solana on Bitcoin blockchain. We can achieve Solana speeds. They're doing it now, guys. And then you say, well, why would you do that? Well, because 58% of the market is Bitcoin. That's why you do it. And the big boys are buying Bitcoin. They're not, I mean, they are buying Solana, but Solana is a one-trick pony. Fast. I go fast. I go really, really, really fast. Where's your foundation? Where's your 15-year history? Where is the fact that you've never been shut down? You don't have one of those. This blockchain, the Bitcoin, is a foundation in which people are building things on that is blowing people's minds. And I just started looking into it. If you look into Ruin, if you look into Taproot and what they're doing on it, like they were already their layer 3 stuff is like, oh my God. Like they're building games on it and stuff. And I had no idea, right? Most of us have no idea this is going on blockchain. All of us think, oh, blockchain or Bitcoin, that blockchain's old and tired and slow. Well, they all are. All of the original blocks or blockchains are. All your layer 1s are, except for XRP, right? And even XRP is not like Brad just had to come out and go, dude, we're really fast. We sped it up. What do you say, 30% this week? Those still aren't the numbers that Solana are getting.
Yeah.
Or any of those. Like, so yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I started going down that road. I was like, oh, I don't know if the rest of crypto is ready for that. Is the rest of crypto ready for what's coming that's going to be built on the Bitcoin blockchain? And I think what's going to happen is a year or two from now, everybody's going to fall out of bed and go, it's on what? Oh, I thought they were going to build that on Ethereum. No, they're not building on Ethereum. They don't like Ethereum. There's too many holes in Ethereum. And their only competition is all those brilliant ideas. Remember, guys, it's all open source.
Yeah.
So if everything's open source and everybody can use everybody else's, platform, then why wouldn't you put it on the best and oldest and the strongest platform? That's the way they're looking at it. And they're going, well, why? We'll just put it over on ours. And then why would anybody want Joe Schmo coin? Where's your history? Where's your support? Did you do $24 trillion in transactions last year? No, you didn't.
No.
You've got a small net group of people that are waving your banner of your crypto, but doesn't have the fundamentals that, again, I talk about on the show all the time that Bitcoin has and then XRP has. Those are my two fundamental giants in this industry.
Yeah.
Because Bitcoin will never move money fast. We all know that. That's just not going to happen. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Who's going to be letting it go?
Yeah.
That's another one. Nobody's letting it go. And then everybody wants it.
Yeah.
They're building the ETFs out for it all over.
Alchemist, BTC, and go fishing. Right.
It's a good plan.
It's really good plan. And Cody, I mean, I love Polygon too, but again, it's like another, what do you need it for now? Is all the money, are we really going to move transactions on Polygon globally? Maybe. Yeah. But I don't think so. Like there's so much competition in layer 2s, right? And web 3s. Yeah. There's thousands of projects and it's like, well, they're going to consolidate into what? Let's remember, guys, let's go back to .com. So how many made it out? I don't know.
Few.
Very few. 5, 10. So with crypto, that's why when people say, oh, that's a cop out, Alan, you always say just buy the top 10. I'm like, well, I've seen this happen before, that all these great ideas, don't make it because there's too many avenues. Everybody gets confused. Talking about Costco, this is Costco's business plan, guys. Okay. You don't go in and look at like 8 different flashlights. They got one, dude. They give you one choice. That way
Yeah.
you can't get confused and looking at 8 of them going, well, I don't know which eight. Now I'm lost. No, they give you a great deal on one product. That's the whole concept of Costco. It's like, no, let's take all the guessing out of it. Do you want the deal or not? Yeah. And that's how mankind really makes better decisions. Like, so go with the biggest, strongest, most supported, and the most people behind it because there's more liquidity, there's more money in it, the pool's larger and the pool can grow faster. Venture capital can come in, retirement funds. Oh my God, I hope you guys saw my show. I wanted to talk. Brad and I are like, we cut that show off at like 25 minutes. I'm like, till we didn't even get started on anything. I don't like this format. We're not doing it like that in the future.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, we could be on here all damn day. People would turn it off. I go, no, they wouldn't, Brad. No, they wouldn't. Dude, they would watch our show for an hour. I know they would. But anyway.
Totally. That was my other question. That was my other question for you was, what did you guys talk about after the video?
Oh,
all of it.
Yeah. Girls mostly. But
yeah.
No, just kidding. We talk. He's really excited, man. He has so many great. That guy, yeah. Trust me, that guy is a guy that if you're not watching his show, you should really look into it because he stays on top of stuff. He gets a lot of inside info, man. People are piling it on his plate all day. He told me a couple of upcoming things that I'm like sworn to that he's talking about that I can't really talk about, but like he's got that Shark Tank idea. I think I shared that with you, Brent.
No.
He's talking about like next year for the XRP show, like finding all these little startup companies in crypto. And they're great ideas and they just need some funding. And they're going to go before a board, a panel of people at the show and pitch their idea to these investors. And he's going to bring the investors so that people can pitch their idea. And it's conceptual. And then everybody in the show will be in on it because there'll be like 1,000 people there going, what was the name of that one again? I really like that. I like that pitch. And then there was a different pitch that resonated with the other half of the crowd. And then everybody in the crowd will then buy the coin of the people giving the pitch or whatever, support the project in any way. I thought it was brilliant. And I was like, yes, Shark Tank for a day or an afternoon there would really work.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
Really. And he went on about that, but he and I really didn't get into it. Anyway, I don't want to talk out of shop, but he and I have a lot of things he and I are going to work on in the future. And I appreciate his wealth of information and where he gets it from is really good, true source. But I think my advantage is I can kind of explain money really well. And when I explained a couple things that I think is happening or coming forward in the world with money, he was like, wow, that's a show, Al. You got to do that show. And I was meant to do that show, but I've been on the road for 2 days. So look forward to a show coming out this week. It's going to be about money, just what you and I think of as money. And kind of how I started the show with how this country 100, 200 years ago had 50 different currencies, maybe even more, like 100 different currencies, depending on what region of the world or country you lived in. And it's really I think it's coming back. I really do. There's going to be people that are just there's places in the world now that accept XRP as payment, and it's very interesting to see what's going to happen. And then you can buy stuff with Lightning Network over here, and you can buy stuff with XRP over here, and then XLM over there. And then, Asia really seems really wound up about, a lot of different coins, but they're really into that Velo thing that I was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
They're really into that, guys. That's not a, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, right. Becky wooden nickels, seashells. I mean, no, that was all sorts of stuff. But I know just in the Confederate area, there was bills just per county in the South 200 years ago. This
Wow.
county only accepts these. You know, yeah. I want to say that it was Lincoln that secured the greenbacks, right? He basically said, "No, all that stuff's just no. We're going to use this one." Anyway, I believe
Yeah.
it, Lincoln.
Um, yeah, Professor would watch for that for 2 hours. So would I. I'm excited to see you guys work together more. We're excited to put out this video on Wednesday. I thought you
Yes,
guys crushed that one too.
Wednes-
Oaks,
the one
Oaks tracking
Wednesdays.
down. Did you
I
see an
think
Australian pension fund? 135 billion was wiped clear on Google Cloud. That's crazy.
I have not seen that.
No, I haven't either. That is crazy.
I got to look into that. That's crazy. Whew.
Oh man,
Thank God.
that was another rabbit hole I went down, Dad. Is like you sent me down the Start 9 rabbit hole and many others. Um, I spoke to a channeler about one, and how we're going to be able to insulate ourselves against the big providers. Those who make computers, and how we are on ramps to get to the internet. And how do we take greater control over that? That's one I'm thirsty for. I want to understand it so that when we do have these things going on, we've got the right stations to use. We have the right technology to use, as safe as we can keep it. It's like why we say, hold on to your keys. Not your keys, not your crypto. What's that
Yeah,
going to look like? You know, it's like take another look into cold storage, take another look into private servers, take another look into how do we secure this thing for ourselves and for
yeah,
everyone around us.
yeah,
So thank you for putting me down that road again, Dan, because it's
yeah. It's
getting into research, it's like that's one of those things, man. I don't want to get it wrong.
no,
And as the future comes and like you were talking about with different blockchains, different things, it's complex. It's
it
very
is. Yeah,
complex, and what I love in the comments here, Dad, is hang on to your blue chip crypto, and it doesn't end up usually being the pink sheets, that
yeah,
survives, whether it's .com bubble, whether it's probably this. It's like what are people actually going to use,
yeah, yeah,
and yeah, there's you look at market cap, you look at history of companies, you look at how many people transact on each blockchain. Like, um, I'm with you. I think you definitely look at the top 10, and others who are going to innovate, but we're lucky. Hey, Claudia, we're not going to be um, at the Florida show this year. I wish, but we hopefully we'll be there next year. Uh, and we encourage everybody to go to those things because that's where you meet your best friends at, and
yeah,
people
yeah.
who are like you and excited about similar stuff. And it's
See you,
man, it's
Sean. We have a moderator now. Did you know that, Brent? We're like big time.
nice.
We have this Joanna McGrath chick in there as a
What's
moderator.
up, Joanna?
Thank you. Joanna's the best.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure this whole show would even stay together if it wasn't for Joanna. But anyway, we
Yeah,
need
it is
we need all the help
advanced.
we
It
can
is advanced a lot thanks to her.
get.
Um,
It's
yeah, she mentioned Cash App. She got me into Cash App.
Yeah,
Um, I've
that's a
used that
great
with her
little
and
app.
Simon, man. That thing's killer.
It's so easy.
It's so easy.
Cash App is the easiest app I've ever used.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, that was easy. It's a
And you
secure.
talk about it a lot, Dad. I mean,
Yeah,
we
I
talk
know.
about it peer to peer with
Yeah,
what we have. It's like, man, it's going to be that easy. Should be that
yeah,
easy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Joanna's the real deal, guys. We've known Joanna for quite a while, but she's been working with us for, gosh, I don't know, probably a year now, something like that. But
Hmm.
she's the brains behind the internet stuff here. You know,
Yes.
it's all magic to me. But
Mhm.
you know,
She helps bring the chimps into the
well,
21st century here.
he props the chimps in front of the microphone, and then somebody pulls a string in the back of me, and I just chirp. That's kind of about all I'm good for around here.
Yep. Let
Yeah,
the spirit flow, baby. Let the spirit flow.
draw fish.
Crawfish, what up?
Yep, it's all good in the house here. Yeah, guys, I can't even when you get to be my age and you drive 12 hours a day and like six of it's after dark, it just wipes you out. You know, it's like, wow, man, I can remember I could drive for days, no problem, you know?
Hmm.
And now it's like, wow, man, that took it out of me yesterday. But
Yeah, I drove 21 hours straight once from Utah to St. Louis, and I
mhm.
vowed at the end of that I would never do that again.
No, no, no.
It's not healthy.
Yeah,
It's more safe, you
I
know.
drove from the border, San Diego Mexican border to Montana once, nonstop. Northern Montana, damn near Colorado or Canada, damn near.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mexico to Canada trip.
yep. And it was like diagonal too. It wasn't like straight up. It was crazy. Yeah, there
Wow.
may or may not have been some performance enhancing, but that was a long time ago. But I don't even know what was involved. They didn't tell me. I was the driver.
Hmm.
Nothing illegal, I'm sure.
No,
I don't
no,
do that.
no. Thank
No.
you, Bubba. We got the Bubba placebo in the house, baby. I love
Wow.
that. I love that placebo effect. I got a I got a funny one. I ran into uh, old friend at work. Um, it was an old coworker's twin brother, and they were those guys are pastors' kids who are always amazing, colorful, interesting people. A lot of people I love in my life just so happen to be those folks. And but these guys, they give me a message because I always let my like my dad in his ripcord. I let my you know message fly. You know, it's like where I've actually seen and witnessed the spirit in my life and watched it all work. And try to acknowledge it to let it build momentum. Then you see more, and so I'm down that whole road, right? And these guys, it was almost that it was that threat. It was that threat that we've all been getting for thousands of years from the church, from the politicians, from those who want to control things. They want to control the message. What we say is the right way. So I got this kind of, threat of hellfire, while I'm standing there working in the parking lot, and I'm like, dude,
Brimstone.
we are not, you and I are not going to keep doing this for another 1,000 years, are we? It was just that total
Yeah.
moment, like, wow, man, I see how far I've come personally in it all and how much I
Yeah.
value everyone and everything. And it's connection. It's it's amazing. It's so beautiful to me now. I just don't even get crossed with it. It just my light switch is always on now, but it like that conversation like smashed the power lever up and forward again. It was like I was that guy. I've told the story on the show. I was that guy again, in the Badlands in South Dakota, the day of my life where I felt the most free and I just was looking at everything and I just saw it. I was just in
Yeah.
it. Sometimes you're just in
You
it
get
spiritually and what I understand now is that I was, my healing, we talk
Yeah.
about healings and other things. That was my healing. It was
Yeah.
like brain chemistry changed. And I didn't need to argue it with anybody anymore. I didn't like my comfort and my joy in it took over, and it's like
Yeah.
it's not, oh wow, Brent now they're so lucky, they've gotten to see miracles and these different crazy things happen and it's like no, everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. The world is still spinning on its axis right now out in outer space. Uh, we all are winning the lottery right now, winning the
Yeah.
lottery,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's where my head's at right now.
Yeah. Oh, it's a good place too. It just appreciation of who we are and what we have and just really it's so it's so key, Brent. You bring up such a great point that like we don't spend enough time appreciating each other and our loved ones and our pets and our
Yeah,
friends and family. And we have a we have a new pet around the farm, and we have a couple of couples that are going to come by today, and we're going to have a barbecue and just chill and meet the new critter on the property. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
nice.
It's just, yeah, it's just really important to do that kind of stuff in life. But just remember every day that you get to spend with another human being or anything that pleases you in the moment, it's a blessing. And we take life, we get so busy. I was talking with a guy in line yesterday, and he was an old Mexican man, and he really brought out something that's really so important. And those of you who have lived abroad, one of the things that he and I were talking about was when you live in the United States, in particular, not every place in the United States, but most places in the United States, we all seem to be in this busy mode. We're in this mode of we're all too busy to do anything other than the immediate task involved in what we're doing at the moment. And we don't stop to smell the roses or look around or do anything or enjoy the view or enjoy the fact that, you're not able to just kind of walk out of your house and just go to a taco stand like you can in Mexico.
Yeah,
Like you can't just walk down the street and just meet a neighbor or do stuff like that. Now, not everywhere in the United States like that, but we've kind of lost that portion of who we are. We're all online and we're all connected online, which is a beautiful thing as well. But the thing is, that beauty of interaction with another being is so important, and with animals, and what you gain from that is life changing. It is life. It's what life is, and it's so well said, Brian. I think you just nailed that. What it all means to all of us is so important to remember, and
yeah.
we don't
Uh,
we don't do enough of it. Yeah,
it's yeah. Was telling somebody recently. I get all my best energy, my good energy, whether it's that like that conversation, which
yeah,
you could have I could have been offended and I could have gotten all, it's like it riled me up in a good way. I let it rile me up in the best kind of ways,
Yeah.
and put them in the light, and um something that Dad, you put that well too. Like something that I want to be and do on our channel is, for each of you, it's to encourage and inspire. There's going to be a time or place, or maybe it's already within you, where it's like, man, this is my purpose. This is what I want to do. This is who I am. This is what I want to get done. And that's what it is for me.
Yeah.
It's to inspire and encourage others. I get all my best energy from other people. It's what winds me up and gets me going. It starts me up like the Stone song.
Yeah.
So if I can ever do that, uh, or be that person in your life, y'all just got to message me, because I want to build you up
Yeah.
and appreciate you. Um, and you've done a good job of that. My parents have done an amazing job of that with me. That's why we work together. It's why we have a business together. Um, it's the love and the trust and the appreciation is there. It's there strong, stronger than ever, Dad.
Truly.
We're building something really special
That
with
the
some
world
really
is
special people here.
the world's coming full circle to I talk about the love train and the hate train or the fear train, and
Mhm.
that the world's coming full circle to that, guys. It's more obvious to me every single moment of every day. It's just like, wow, you better get together with who you are and what you want from this life and enjoy it, because you just don't know when it's gone. And
Yeah.
being living in the days of fear, that's why I don't even like negative stories anymore. It's like that was, if you guys want to know what Brad Kimes and I were talking about after the show, was the fact that I told him, I said, I appreciate your show, and for one really big point. And he said, well, what's that? I go, you don't present a negative approach to news. You don't lead with fear and tell everybody that you should panic about this thing that I've just described. And that I'm really tired of everybody. I don't follow shows like that. I'm sorry, click out, done. You've just told me that there's a problem in my life that I have to fix. And if I don't, I'm in big trouble, or I need to dig a bunker, or something like that. If you've told me that in your video, I won't watch it. I just won't watch it, because I'm sorry, I don't care how highlighted it was or how many people sent it to me. I'm like, no, I'm out. I know that's not coming from source. That's
Yeah.
not coming from God. That's not what that's it. I'm sorry, that's not the way it operates. And it's okay if you think that's what it is. It's a warning from God that we all need to run and hide because this thing's about to happen to us all. Okay. I mean, there was a bunch of stories about that in the Bible. So maybe, I don't, maybe, but I'd rather just get hit by the meteor than worry about it for 10 years of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'd rather be on a hike with my dogs and just going, oh, damn, I got seconds to live. Oh, well.
Right.
But I didn't spend 10 years wetting my shorts over it. Like, I don't know. It's just, to me, it just seems like a no brainer to live your life day to day. So, anyway,
Yeah. I
I
like
don't
that you've always been that guy. Even when we were tinfoil hat and wetting our shorts over things, Dad.
yeah,
It was like there was still that side of you that is very much that. It's like, and some of you, are very passionate about those things. And because you have solutions to them, you see what it is, and it's like, I got this solution. Put me in the game, coach. And
yeah,
part of what I want to inspire and encourage, is what are those things? How do we work on that? That's going to make our time and our energy and our focus more efficient. you
Yes.
know, in the things that
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
Um, you know, worrying about problem. People can make problem, but you know,
I knew conscious contact would get that last statement.
I really,
Yeah. It,
yep.
and here's the other one too is, oh, shoot. I wrote that down and everything. I got to answer that one before the show's up.
Mhm.
Um, uh, Let me get to it real quick because he's been blowing my phone up with this too. Northern Living's been hitting me up with this. It's about the CME going with a spot price on ETFs. And by the way, from what I understand, they're going to go with a bunch of them. They're not just going with Bitcoin. I think it's huge. I think it's about time. I think it's going to make a massive difference, although that is a slightly smaller market because globally it doesn't sell like the other ones do. However, it's massively connected to pension funds. The pension funds are really like the non-drama of the CME. So to answer your question, um, yeah, it's going to be really big. All of it is adoption. All of this is being adopted at such a rate, guys, right now that it's impossible to keep up with. Anybody that you know that does not believe in the future of crypto are misinformed. They've been lied to, and they're on the fear train, and they've been told to fear it. And the bottom line is, money is going to this new asset. I don't know which coins are going to be the most successful. I'm betting on my two favorites, um,
Mhm.
but I don't know, and I can't tell you because. And I love that when people get on there. Well, I know my coin's going to win, and your coin's bad. It's like, no, you don't. How would you know that? Trust me. How would you know that? Like, I
No,
mean, if Brad Garling,
we don't have crystal balls.
no, if Brad Garlinghouse can't tell you which coin's going to be successful, you don't have any inside information beyond that. Like, and he basically said that at the show. It's like, man, I know the product we've built.
Yeah.
Does that mean the world's going to adopt it? Yeah, I think so, but we don't know.
Hmm.
Like, you just don't know what's going to be the most successful coin, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway, there was a couple of questions that I wanted to get to, and that was one of them
Y-
because
Yeah. Good call, Dad.
that was
Um,
Brother Landon, so I
what
had
up? Hey, what is up, Simon? Yeah, I don't remember us mentioning Simon in last week's live review. Uh, also,
Simon.
saw that he was referred to as a sexy beast in here. That is true.
Yeah,
Um, and we
yeah,
could not have done that show without you, and we wouldn't have wanted to ever do one without you. Um,
no.
that's that's how we feel about Simon.
Who's Simon again? And how
Yeah,
much did he pay us?
he's the
Is that
man,
okay? All right.
and
Yeah.
you know,
He's the,
I'll put him on my tab. You know,
wait a minute. Did he call himself a sexy beast, or who put
uh,
that in?
no,
I
I think it was someone directed that at him. You know,
okay.
it's the
All right.
truth.
The truth. Yeah.
We speak the truth.
No, Simon's a good dude, man. Yeah. I sorry, brother. I couldn't make that meeting yesterday. Yeah. What?
Yeah, Jim White. Yeah, we agree. We do think XRP is going to be one of them.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I know we speak on Bitcoin and other things, and some people aren't happy about that. You know, but you know, XRP is going places, and I said it last week. I feel like they're the little bighorn, you know, engine that could, and
Yeah.
it to me it just looks like they've built it out a very long time and done it the right way,
Yeah.
and so it's one that I'm holding personally.
That's right. Yeah. That may or may not have been one of the things Brad and I was talking about. May or may
Hmm.
not have been, that you probably won't hear him talk much on his show about. But there is a statement that I like to make, and I said it to somebody the other day. It wasn't Brad, it was somebody else. Can't remember who it was. And I said, let's remember that every time you buy a coin or you support a coin, you're putting your energy and your emphasis behind it. And just remember that it's not, you don't have to pick the winners spiritually necessarily, although it's not a bad idea. Um, what you really want to do your research and find out the ones that resonate best with you. Because if it resonates with you and then the people around you, you're drawn to it. And then look what happened. Look what happened with us, Brent, with XRP. Like our show, the first 50 shows, we only did like one or two XRP shows. And after that, it just took off. And it was like, it was obviously came to me in a dream, but there was some other things that were like really just, nope, you're going this way. You're going that way. And the more I went that way, the more research that piled in, the more I did, and the more I learned, the more I understood. And like I always liked the coin, but I didn't understand much about it. And the next thing you know, it just resonates with you. And everywhere you look is the coin and the people in it. And then they adopt you as a family, and that's what happens. And that energy that's behind the people in this coin, this project, is so massive, guys. And we've met so many incredible people. I don't know a single BSer.
No.
I don't know a single BSer in the whole lot. And trust me, I know like I don't know everybody behind the scenes, but I know a lot of people behind the scenes in XRP, like most of the people that have shows. And I don't know any of them. It's just a con man, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Real deal. Yeah. So
We're
it's
here
really,
to tell you to do your research and do it for yourself. Look
yeah.
into it. That's all.
Yeah.
We have no crystal balls.
No, no.
I
Yeah.
love my mom walked in and said hi. I was listening to Start Me Up today, fire me up for the show.
Of
And
course.
she's wearing a Rolling Stone shirt today.
Well, of
Of
course.
course. Of course. You know?
Start me up.
Yeah.
Hey, Sue. She's in there somewhere.
Yep.
My wife is taking a nap. We had a long day yesterday.
Yeah.
But she's probably watching in here too somewhere. Yeah. Becky, what do we got?
What are we hearing about Ripple stablecoin? I still need to go down the rabbit hole myself.
Becky, great question. I love Raoul Paul's research. He owns a lot of coins, Becky, and I have heard him actually tell the who was it? Wasn't I think Brad interviewed him, didn't he? Somebody interviewed him and he said, "Oh yeah, I got XRP. I got a bunch of that way back when." But you have to remember he's a macro guy. So he's looking at everything from miles up. And and his research isn't perfect. Nobody's is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
His balls aren't crystal either. So, you know, it's one of those things where you have to like do the best you can with the life you have, with the days and the hours and the days that you have to do the research you can. And then you get on board with one project or the other. Let's remember he's a venture capital guy. And let's also remember nothing has been more touted by the venture capital group, okay, than Solana. So that's why he's a soul guy. I'm speculating here. I've never had a conversation with the man, so I don't know. But he was very instrumental in talking about the case, the XRP case.
Mm-hmm.
he brought it up and talked about it and talked about how proud he was about the fact that they won or won a portion of the case. By the way, that case is not done, guys. That is not done. And that was one thing that I had a great conversation with my wife with last week. And we're not saying that it's going negatively against XRP at all, but it there's a lot to go with that thing. If they want to, they can take that thing to the Supreme Court, and just keep appealing the ruling until, Miss Torres, gets overruled. And nobody wants that. I think it really depends on the, what do we call it, regime? The people that take office next. I mean, if the people that are currently pounding on crypto, like it's the Three Stooges, right? It's it's Mr. Burns, Warren Biden show. And it's like they have a personal vendetta, the three of them. It's the weirdest thing. It's not in a whole agency or anything. It's just like, even like the rest of the people in the FCC are like, well, no, we don't really have a problem with it. And we've really gone about this the wrong way. We didn't want to do that. It's just those three characters that are vehemently against them. The whole prosperity of America, in my opinion, going forward is just, it's really weird. And I've never seen like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Why these big companies would still be pumping information of the opposite when they themselves are acquiring it and obviously planning to use it.
No, I did a show.
I don't like liars. I don't like liars.
I believe I know I did a show on it, but his brother runs, boy, this is the Wayback Machine. Oppenheimer funds, I want to say he's involved with. I could be wrong about that, but he runs a firm and they buy XRP. I mean, that's Gensler's brother, and they're twins, by the way. So I'm just saying, you know what? What what's Thanksgiving dinner like?
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking, right? What do you do?
The twins are across the table, directly across the table from each other, and they're just back and forth about this.
Yeah, right? Fighting over the drumstick.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it. I think a drumstick could kick either one of them's ass, but I'm just saying. And like, there's not much to either one of them. I probably. Yeah, Jim White. Yeah. 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 That'll probably happen. Yeah.
It's gonna be, man, what an election this one's gonna be. They're all just, we got to go through that again.
Yeah.
Oh man. What? The corruption is right. It's never been more palpable. We've never had a better whiff of it. And what can we do with that? We can look at what they're telling us, and we can look into the opposite.
Yeah.
And that'll give us some coordinates and some headings. It always does.
I'm 100% sure. Okay. If I can fix America in like a few sentences here.
Okay.
Here's how you fix America, guys. Okay. You eliminate lobbyists.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Yeah.
Everybody who has a position in Washington gets replaced by the first 500 names in the phone book. Done. Mm-hmm. Done. That's it. Those people would do a better job. I know that they would do a better job. I'm not even guessing anymore. I'm not trying to be funny or sarcastic. I know the common everyday person would do a better job at their job than what those people do. Those people get in front of Senate committees and don't say a damn thing for decades.
Yeah.
They go to school on learning how to not say a damn thing. And every time you think, oh, we got the right guy in front of the Senate committee and he's put his hand on the Bible and the guy says nothing. I'm sorry, that's an admission of guilt. You're either getting it right and you're helping us get it right, or you're in the way. And they're always in the way. Always.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Term limits, to say the least, everybody. Right?
Dude, XRP Slave is in the house.
What is going on, my brother?
My brother.
Yeah.
Love you, man. Love you. Missed you. Glad you're around. We need you.
We do. Teach us, man. Teach us.
Yeah, that's how I look at politics. I know it's rather cynical, but I know it will work. I have way more faith. And get rid of the entire election process. Are you kidding me? How many billions of dollars do we spend on that? Like the whole thing.
The whole enchilada is spent on it.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I feel the tin foil coming back on.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I have a better idea. An 8th grade social studies group. Vote on each thing put before the vote.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
If they could make a logical decision. Yeah. For the rest of us.
The first 500 people in the phone book.
Yeah.
Are at least going to have a little more natural day-to-day tell the truth to people around them. More is going to come forward from all of that. It's just it's who we are. That's what all of us are trying to do. It's like, I'm not right about a lot of stuff, but it's like, how, can I find the truth in it? Can I find what works? Can I share it? And those are the people. If we're gonna have these offices and systems, I'd like to see them filled with people like all of you. That'd be a dream to me.
Yeah, it would. Atlantic Living. I do remember you sending me that, the Steam exchange. I remember that. So the Canadian Shark Tank. Very cool, man. Very cool. No, I didn't buy any of it. And now I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened there, but very cool. I'm glad you did, and I'm glad you're doing well.
Ollie, what's up, brother? Good to have you all in right now. 76 has been the number. We appreciate you all.
We're not going to eat. Oh, gee, we're not eating bugs, man. We're not going there.
No, we're not doing cat food bunker, man. We're just not doing it.
And come on over here. We'll feed you some good food. Some real true pork, not the cardboard you're buying at the store.
Yeah. Best tenderloin I ever had, without a doubt.
Okay, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. Crypto Mountain Man. I would have to have a frontal lobotomy to reach the educational IQ it would require for me to take the governor's position in the state of California. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd have to go.
I would physically hit my dad with a boat paddle before he tried to take that office. Yeah, I would physically stop him, whatever it means,
But I will tell you this, guys, do not give up on the state of California, because there's a lot of people in the state. I know you never hear about the good ones. There's a lot of people in this state that grow a lot of food and do a lot of amazing things for a lot of people around the world. And They don't like what's going on in the three big cities. And if you've ever driven California and you know how big it is, all the rest of the areas are wanting a different life than what the cities want. I'll just put it that way, as politically correct as I can put it.
That's as true a statement as I can think of about my
Yeah.
state, man.
The dude abides 2026. I love that.
Yes.
I actually had somebody about a year ago tell me that I should run for president, and I just about spit my coffee all over my laptop. I was like, "Why would you? Do you hate me? Like, what are you?"
Right.
Most people don't. Number one, they don't have a life. Oh God, oh,
Uh,
no way. I
somehow they make, but hey, but somehow they make $400,000 a year, and they end up gajillionaires, Dad. How does that
yeah,
all work?
yeah, yeah. My favorite is what's her name? SOG or SO. What's her name? Anyway, the Latin gal from New York. She was 70, $85,000 in debt. And now her net worth in 3 years is like $11 million on $175,000 salary.
Wow.
She's AOC, correct. Thank you, Simon. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like she's just a really good investor, evidently. Really
Yeah.
good. She just follows all Nancy's trades and she does really well. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because Nancy's a genius trader, as we all know. Um, they're
Long Arrow, what's going on? Welcome in.
long arrow. What was the one I? No, let's not go down that road. I'm going to write those down one day. Some of people's names online are just unbelievable. Like this, the what do I want to say, IQ or the sense of humor it takes to come up with these names is just unbelievable. Man.
Oh, they're incredible.
Yeah,
Um, they're like Dad and I we're in boating, and the names that people come up with on the back of their boats. If you
yeah,
ever just end up in a port town, just start going and looking at all those.
yeah. Just checking
Um,
them out.
they're so good. They're so good.
Yeah,
Somebody was requesting a video, Dad, of us doing uh, story about yachts and boating, and um, our connection wasn't good last week, so we couldn't get too much of the tour of where you work. But we did a video about a year and a half ago. I think we titled it "Boat Stories," but
yeah,
you
we
can
did.
find
Yeah,
that there's like a boating category in our different videos that you can look up on the channel. So if anybody wants that kind of material, Alan and Brent backing and forth and about crazy boat stuff and what boats do and how much they cost and what they needs to be fixed on them constantly and
yeah.
you know telling crazy stories.
I just
We
had
did a video for you.
I just had a meeting with my boss about his plans for the boat this summer and whatnot, and it was pretty interesting. It was just like, wow, yeah, sure, we'll get right on that. But it's very interesting to me how some people in boating like really really just want to use the boat for what it is, and then some people just want to use it to impress people. And
Mhm.
so you get all the ins and outs of all of it. And it's really is kind of a bummer that I work for the good one, by the way. He just wants to use it. He just wants his friends to have fun on it, and we just go boat camping basically. So yeah, I work for a good guy, really good guy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, we love that guy.
younger than Brent, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, early 30s, I think he is. Yeah. Yeah. Well, boat names are classic. One of my favorites is Sin or Swim.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I
Uh,
like hook, line, and sphincter. That
yeah.
was a uh-huh.
Yeah.
So,
And yeah.
there's always White Knights, Dad. White Knights is always cruising the San
Yeah.
Diego Bay.
Yeah. Yeah. Or what? Lucky Sperm.
Like,
Lucky Sperm's a good boat. That's that's it's the usual stuff. I don't know what the deal is with the chickens and the threshold. They just start pecking away over here every
I
time I
can
do
hear
a
them.
show. It's like the third time I've just shooed them away from the thing. There's no chicken feed there. That's just metal. I don't even anyway.
Right. But the feed trailer for the pigs is right there.
It is, but
And
there's
you can walk down there in the afternoon and just catch them
yeah,
red-handed, just in it to win it.
yeah,
Get out of there.
yep, yeah,
They're there. They're in the garage, Dad.
yeah, yeah.
They're,
There's some well, there's a big boat name that a lot of people use is doing okay. I've seen
yeah,
a lot of those. And what's the common one I always see? Oh, Carpe Diem. I worked for a Carpe Diem boat.
yeah,
Uh, but there's a lot of them that are just like too
yeah.
classic. Yeah.
Named after the women in their life. Um, yeah, there's some good ones. We
Yeah.
um, we were just talking to our friend Ron, who's here in live, and we've worked with, and man, that's we hear a lot of you mention. It's like if I did have some, if I had that kind of money, if I had fu money, you know, I I'd actually get a boat. I talked to Sean about that a lot, and I could kind of see it. I still think that Dad and I want to travel around and meet all of you and hang out, and that'll be what our life looks like. Maybe rent a boat or something somewhere, end up on a cruise ship together. But man, I could see having like a little 40-footer like twin hull that just car camp in,
Sure.
uh, throw the anchors down, and just have a good old time with your family and friends. So
Yeah,
you
for sure.
don't have to get the yacht, folks, to have
I'm
an incredible
thinking
time on the water.
I'm thinking more like a land yacht. That's my angle. That's what I'm
Yeah,
looking at.
yeah. John Madden.
Yeah, not that nice,
Hmm.
a fifth wheel maybe or something. Not these ridiculous. I mean, come on, man. Like some of these things I see these guys dragging around, it's just like, what are you? That thing's nicer than a condo you're dragging up and down the, whatever, Rocky Mountains. What are you thinking, man? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Alaskan cruise, definitely. I think we
Yeah,
need to do like a tropical cruise or a European cruise would be fun. Like I'd love to do a Europe cruise,
yeah,
and definitely. Well, cruise ships are tough for Alaska because you're just going to get to see it. You're not going to be able to play in it, And Alaska is meant to be done, with a whatever your thing is, a fly rod or a rifle or whatever your backpack or a camera, whatever your thing is. Yeah, you got
yeah.
to get in it. I got a hard stop here going here, Brent. I've got a
Okay,
barbecue. I got people coming to the house to
go
see.
enjoy it. I love and miss those guys, man. Tell them hi for me.
I
Um,
will.
we got
Yeah.
some great friends. We got some great friends in here. We
Yeah.
man, we love you guys. This is it's so good to see all of you each Sunday,
Every
and get to spend the time and make some jokes and talk some big picture. I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Becky, Panama Canal is so cool. It really is cool. Like, yeah, that's a good one. Something to do for sure.
Mhm.
The only bad thing is Cologne is the armpit of the planet, and that's where you come out on the other end. But you just keep going. You don't stay there. I've been there 25 years, so I don't really know. It could have changed. It could be a lot better. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. JM, yeah, for sure. Yeah, thanks. We are we're all excited about where this thing's taking us. You know, we can sit around and talk numbers and give predictions, but the bottom line is you and I need to spend our lives and enjoy each day. So it's
Yeah.
good to have yeah, it's good to have a plan when you do well, or something a goal to shoot for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Crawfish, love you, brother.
Big shout out to Brutta's, Trade Cyst, JM, Dave.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
welcome everybody in.
Cody, Money
Flint,
Paradise.
so good to see you, bro. Love you.
Yeah.
We got the oak.
Yep. Becky, anything warm. Down with that, girl. Down with that. Especially in the winter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Brent, I've even got to run. So
All
we're
right.
not going to chat after this. I love you, Scotland. Love it, brother. And yeah, Stronghold. I saw your question. We did a show on it, but yeah, check it out.
All right, everybody. With that, love y'all.